Welcome dear YouTube viewers, I'm Sneaky Snake recording a new video with Magic Duels, and we keep on trying out the Cruel Reality enchantment. It's a 7 mana aura curse that enchants the player and forces the player to sacrifice a creature, prince or planeswalker, and if he can't or she can't, it's going to be losing 5 life. So it's a very expensive enchantment, and today we are going to be ramping up our deck with green cards, many of the Amonkhet ones, and also, since we are ramping up, we are going to be running Sandworm Convergence. I think this enchantment is more powerful than the Cruel Reality, but well, there's not too much room, so we only run one copy. And let's quickly view other cards that we are running here. Walking Ballista, it's a very interesting way to dump all our mana, because we are going to be ramping quite a lot, and after we have ramped and if we have our enchantments already on play, then there's not much that we are going to be doing. And the weakest point of my deck would be facing a tokens deck, so hopefully Walking Ballista can help us in case we face some tokens. Then we have Cartouche of Solidarity, giving +1/+1 to the enchanted creature first strike, and also provides us with a 1/1 warrior token with vigilance, so that it's going to actually be helping us to stay on the game until we get to our more expensive cards. And also, because this is a cartouche, it's going to bounce back to our handed trials. One copy of Vessel of Nascency. We are not actually going to be exploiting the delirium of some of our cards, but rather we have a lot of graveyard recurrence, and the Vessel of Nascency is both going to let us find a creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalkers, and also activates or enables the revolt that some of our cards want to have. Then we have 2 copies of SRAM, because one of the deficits of the deck is the lack of drawing, and SRAM should be helping us on that aspect, because whenever we cast an aura, we get to draw. Next is the Corpse Hauler. This is just one copy. I don't think this is a particularly good card, but the fact that it's only 2 mana and it can sacrifice himself both goes well with the revolt mechanic, so I think this is a nice card. At least one copy. I don't think this is a good card, but should provide us some cover, because I expect the other weak point of running a deck like this is facing Reclamation Sages that can take care of the enchantments, but if we can pull back the cards from the graveyard, then we should be fine most of the time. Then a little bit of ramping thanks to the Hand of Deathcalp Cultivator, providing us with either black or green, and also happens to have Death Touch once Delirium is on. I don't know, maybe it helps us. Then Herald of the Pantheon, any deck that runs lots of expensive enchantments is going to benefit, because it gives us a discount and also provides us with life gain when we cast some enchantment. Then more ramping in the hands of the Druid of the Call, much more difficult to kill than the other guy, but only provides green. Where are you? So 2/1, black or green, and Delirium that gives him Death Touch, or 1/3 that provides green. So we could have more of this, but I don't think the deck needs so many. Then Trial of Ambition, an enchantment that forces the target opponent to sacrifice a creature, and in case that we are facing large creatures, this should be a very good card. It's not so good against tokens deck, but also comes back to our hand when we cast a cartouche, so it's very strong here, provided we find, of course, the cartouche. That's it. Then Bless the Spirits is a 2/2 flyer that gains counters when we cast any enchantment. Haliot's Pilgrims, one of the key cards for this to work, and the whole reason for us to be running white cards is because she is going to be able to find the cruel reality for ourselves. Otherwise, it's pretty inconsistent deck. So we have already tried the blue version of the deck that doesn't run Heliod's Pilgrim, because then there we just wanted to uh, resurrect and respawn the deck from our graveyard. So this is a more reliable way to find it, but it also requires us to be ramping, but also can bring us some other auras that we happen to run in the deck, such as the cartouches. Then 2 copies of Auramancer, because of course we are going to be facing lots of enchantment removal, so we want to be able to return the key enchantments from the graveyard, or maybe we have the Vessel of Nascency dropping by ourselves the cards to the graveyard. Then Nissa, because Nissa is the most powerful green card in the whole game, and it's going to help us gaining lands, and afterwards provides either ramp or card advantage, and sometimes even more than that. Then 2 copies of Blood Cursed Knight. It's a good target to put some auras over, because then it gains +1/+1 and lifelink. And yeah, 2 copies only, but it should be plenty enough. Then 1 Renegade Rallier. Maybe we can swap around the numbers between these two. This one has Revolt, and when Revolt is enabled, when this guy enters, you can return a target permanent with converted mana cost or 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. And it also works with lands. That means that this guy could provide a little bit of ramping too. Then Cartouche of Strength, another cartouche that gives +1/+1 and trample to the target, and also when this guy enters the battlefield, we can force a fight between the enchanted creature and an opponent. Then 3 copies of the Gift of Paradise, providing us with, it's an aura, so we have the synergy, it provides us with life gain, and also provides us with mana acceleration thanks to the ability of enchanting lands and giving then we get to choose any color, have 2 colors, but the one issue with this card is that the mana tapping of the game, the way the game chooses to tap your mana, is in most of the cases not the best, so you have to manually activate the ability, or bad things can happen. Then from the call, I think this is a lovely card to run here. Our card is 100% permanent, therefore we are sure that we are going to hit something if Revolt is online at the beginning of the end step. If a permanent we controlled left the battlefield, that can be activated with the trials. Then we can reveal a card from the top of the library and put it on the battlefield directly without paying the mana cost that could land a Cruel Reality thanks to that effect. And then we have Soaring Grim Nemesis. That is a good way to gain card advantage, so with the +1, and also could kill the opponent if we reveal an expensive card. Then it can take care of some creatures with the negative X, and also giving us some life. And the -9 we are not going to be seeing anytime soon in a real game, but could close the game. Then mana base is a bit tricky here, because we want both decent amount of basic lands that enter untapped and can be fetched, and also a lot of dual lands. So this is the combination that I decided to go for, and Evolving Wilds is particularly good for either Revolt reasons. So let's jump to the game and see how well this does. And here we are with an opponent that has chosen a very odd color combination of face and background. Maybe it's about elves and blue and red. Well, we'll find out very soon. And let's see what is going on here. Our lands seem fine. We have... Wow! Okay, let's Let's keep playing as if our opponent was still there. That's a pity here, but let's go ahead. That gives us the opportunity to talk about some stuff that has been going on. Okay, Trial of Ambition, pretty good. Maybe I should have played the Canopy Vista to make sure I can play SRAM on 2, but maybe it is better to drop the Blessed Spirit before SRAM. Okay, now that we have the Corpse Holder, maybe we should not be fearing our destiny. Okay, let's see. Alright, well, I hope you are enjoying the channel content. I would love to have more time to upload more often, but you know, life happens, and therefore I'm not being able to make so many videos as I would like to. Okay, so do we think that Nisa is trial worthy? Let's think. Other options could be to drop Blessed Spirit before. That's a bit more greedy play. Then next turn we can play the trial. We can also enchant one of our lands that could ramp us. Then we could drop 2 creatures next turn, or maybe SRAM plus trial. If the opponent has something big, that would be bad for us. What to do? Let's go with our ramp plan, because we already have Cruel Reality in hand. So the sooner we can play Cruel Reality, the better for our deck. The other stuff, well, against the AI, we shouldn't be so worried. Retreat to Kazandu, alright. It's going to provide life gain to the opponent that so far is playing effectively some elves, but we don't know if the background is related to some other aspect of the deck. Okay, we take 3. Ouch. But we are back to our starting life total, so let's not complain. And here, this is a great draw. The only thing I regret here is that I cannot play the Blessed Spirits before on the same turn. But anyways, we are going to get rid of that Nisa and draw a card in the process. Hopefully a land, so we get to play 8 from the call. I mean, we have to drop the cartouche. Yeah. Okay, more life gain, and well, no creatures. Okay, here from beyond. So Nisa and From Beyond indicates probably Ulamog coming up at some point on this game. So let's try to... all of these are so good here. Let's do the card draw. We're going to be tapping here for white. Blessed Spirit. And a cartouche, I think we go ahead and put the cartouche over this guy. Okay, a land. So this, the only thing is this is going to enter tapped, but then we are going to have 4-6 mana total. That's pretty good. We missed a Revolt activation, but anyways, we couldn't afford the mana to play it from the cowl and the cartouche there. But do not fret. There's a Scion, and the opponent now has virtually 6 mana he can use, and 5 cards in hand, plus this indicates a powerful land drop and ramp theme, plus this guy. So it's an Ulamog deck for sure. And Trial of Ambition against the Scions. It's not going to be that great. Oh boy. All right. Let's play this. This is going to make our Blessed Spirits grow. And we now swing with the Blessed Spirits plus this guy and see if the Scion blocks. Here we get a free card out of the 8th from the Cull. That's good. We are going to drop this, and here it is. A druid. Okay, to the battlefield, please. Now the opponent has 2 tokens and 7 lands. That is 9 mana. Oh, what are we going to do about this? Ouch! Life gain and 3 more lands. And this guy is growing steadily with 3 +1/+1 counters now. Uh-oh. Well, Cruel Reality could work if the AI sacrifices the From Beyond. Maybe we drop the Cruel Reality here. But I think we are going to attempt to kill both tokens with the Trial of Ambition. We accept the 6. We can gain life with the Pilgrims. Oh. And the opponent has 3 mana actually, because these 2 can be sacrificed. Oh boy. Oh, we have found a natural cartouche. That's great. Goodbye, Scion number 1. And by playing this, we make sure we can activate the 8 from the Cull. So here, let's... Okay, we are going to make this guy a little bit more scary now. And meanwhile, our Blessed Spirits keeps growing and growing. So, why did the AI kill the other token? I missed that part, but well, so be it. Okay, 1 mana. This could be a fog. But do we care about a fog? Okay, we can still activate the Hissing Quagmire thanks to the Enchanted Swamp, or play the Elite's Pilgrims and find another enchantment. I think we go ahead and I think maybe another cartouche just in case. To the battlefield. Yes, we don't care about having more lands. Okay, now opponent has 10 lands plus 1 Eldrazi Scion. Here, oh. Planar Outburst. Alright. Are you going to awaken? Alright, continue. Ronas. Alright. Better than Ulamog, actually. This is also good, but I think we... do I enchant one of our lands? Okay. Sacrifice, and of course it's going to be the Sample Grove. Then we drop this. We're going to pick up 2 blacks over from this guy and cartouche this boy. Do I fight? No. This comes back up. So the AI chose to sacrifice the Ronas instead of the land. That's pretty interesting choice, for I should say. Aha! I knew it! Okay, 4 to the face. And hopefully Cruel Reality can kill this Ulamog, because if the upkeep gives the 1/1 before, then we don't survive here. There you go. Sacrifice one of them. And Cruel Reality to you. And let's see if this Scion gets before the activation of the Cruel Reality or after. Alright, so we should survive now, unless the opponent finds Green Warden of Murasa or the Pulse of Murasa. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter because now we have the upper hand. We can even send our lands to hit the opponent. Yeah, okay, that is going to give the opponent lots of life gain, but also drains his library too. I guess I should play some more Convergence. The only thing is that opponent could find a way to bring back Ulamog from the graveyard. That could be bad for us. Anointed Procession, that's bad. So now Cruel Reality does pretty much nothing with this on play. So we have to trust our lands and Sanguine Convergence to find the path into the victory. These 2 cards combined with the Eldrazi Displacer and Eldrazi Reclaimer can make an infinite combo. Give me a couple of green here. Now we're going to be tapping here. So okay, we only have 1 mana left over. So maybe if we find Soaring, we can make this work, or Nisa would be great too. But now we are going to start having 5 hard tokens, but the opponent also is going to be having a couple of Eldrazi Scions each time. So it's going to take a while before we can swing freely. Declaration Stone against this guy, just okay. I think that's a waste of a Declaration Stone to what is the AI thinking here? Of course, let's see, hopefully we don't find more lands. That's the thing that we don't need. And here is a good time for the Walking Ballista to show up. Please walking ballista. No. Alrighty then, let's swing with both of these. What? Oh! Do you see what's going on here? The tapping is horrible. Okay, activate this. Swing for 4. If the opponent chooses to jump block, then the crew reality deals 5 during the upkeep. Otherwise, he takes 2. We are going to be gaining 2 life anyways. Alright. And we get another 5/5 token. Goodbye one of the tokens, but I don't think that's pretty relevant now. So Walking Ballista is the card that can help against this situation here. Nisa, look at the -3. That's not what we want to see here. So, hello, Ulamog, once again. Yeah, and he has to wait for another turn to swing with Ulamog. So that's it. No! He can do it just now. So AI, what the heck? Okay, explain to me, please, what is the AI thinking there? Look at this. Why? Of all the cards that you can tap for... I can't even. Maybe this deck should run Declaration Stone. It's another way to deal with tokens. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea here. Okay, then opponent played Ulamog and left these 2 on the battlefield. I mean the crew reality and the sound convergence. That's just... Okay, what else could a deck like this? We have seen Ronas and Ulamog and Nisa, more than one Nisa. What else can it be there? Maybe some token generation card. More counters, or I think maybe some other Drazi should be in the deck, but I don't know. We haven't seen that yet. Okie dokie. That's the spirits. Well, not much we can do with those. Let's... okay, wait a minute. Tap for black. You go there. And you go there. So maybe the opponent has a buff card in the deck that can be used. So here, if the computer can double block, but if he lets the 5/5 go through, then and loses both Scions tokens, then he dies to the crew reality. So let's swing with everything. Of course, there's the possibility of life gain in the deck with the retreat to Kazandu plus other stuff that's going on, but must be at instant speed, so another Nisa's renewal is not going to do it. Okay, opponent takes 4 more to the face. I'm dropping the Blessed Spirits because I think in case that we see Ulamog again with Ring Warden of Mirasa or something, the Blessed Spirit is going to be targeted by the computer. What? Computer. Well, I hope you're having fun with this. So even if we having the crew reality here, the Ulamog could have killed it. I think you see how we are ramping, we are doing what we want to do, but still crew reality is not powerful enough against this. I think we need more power in such as the maybe Kalitas and Declaration Stone would be great to run here. But of course we have to find room to play those. So let me know in the comments what options could you use here. Maybe we don't need to run white, but we can only have one copy of Crew Reality, which means that if we don't run white, finding Crew Reality is going to become a bit more tricky. We could tutor it with Demonic Tutor. Now we are not having enough card draw. That is the situation of the deck, the downside of the deck. Also we could consider having more draw effects. Such maybe Ajani could be an interesting thing to add here, because given that we have so many permanents, Ajani is quite likely to find a permanent. So, but let's try this on a real game. So here Crew Reality kills the opponent unless, yeah, not going to do anything that, and the opponent doesn't have black mana. What did you see that? Why could you add the Distended Mindbender without black mana? Well, the AI tried its best with a very weird deck. Alright, let's go to our next game. And we are back. We'll probably be facing a blue-white of sorts deck, but we have to wait and see. Let's hope we can drop our Crew Reality pretty soon. We don't have enough lands. It's a lovely hand, but cannot be played. Well, there's the Crew Reality for you. And I'm starting off with the Shambling Bend, then Forest, and Canopy Vista. So Shambling Bend and Forest in hand means that we have all the colors already. Opponent with whites and no one drop. That's great for us. Continue. We could drop the Corpse Hauler. Is it worth? Maybe let's put it down. Maybe we can find an aura to equip the guy. Blue and white as first suspected, and apparently a bunch of tokens are going to show up, and that's going to be bad for us. These two are excellent together, provided we can pay the mana for them. Do not attack. Drop Nissa and find another land. We are getting closer to Crew Reality, actually. Yes, give me. Okay, we have not that many forests remaining, so let's see. Does our opponent play something that can remove our guys? Basil Fortress plus Sigil of Valor. Okay, that's a strong indication of a tokens deck, giving +1/+1 for each other creature. Okay, this I was about to swing, and then if I attack, I think the opponent is not going to block. Let's see what happens. Because we have green, and we should not attack unless we have something in our hand. I don't expect the opponent blocking, but he does. Okie dokie. Now we can drop this. Walking Ballista with X equal 2 and hit the guy for 1. Alright, now the opponent can embalm this guy, but it costs 4 mana. So it's a pretty expensive embalm. I think it's worth, but it's going to slow down the opponent's plans. Here it comes. Okay, Blessed Spirits. It's a bit great here. We cannot yet attack with the Shambling Bends. We don't have another black to activate it. So swing with Nissa. I imagine this is not happening. The block over here. It happens. Okay. Thank you very much. Ah, I knew it. So we are now playing this. Do we get a cartouche so we can pass through the blockers, or I think the opponent is about to play Anointed Procession. That's a bummer. Or do we get the ramp so we can drop the Cruel Reality next turn? The Cartouche of Strength is promising here, but let's go ramping. Our plan is to ramp ourselves. Also, that helps the Walking Ballista too. Continue and see what happens. We can bring back the Walking Ballista with the Rallier if we decide to do so. If we have Revolt enabled, that is. Okay, so here appears a 1/1 Thopter. No, Eldrazi Scion. That's pretty great for the opponent. And Hunger Militia Captain. So we can kill the Militia Captain, but we have to pay 4 mana to charge up the Walking Ballista. We can try to send Nissa there. We can shoot down this guy from the air. Okay, let's first tap properly. We are going to enchant this, gaining 3 life. And this guy is problematic. We can't kill this. Have 3 mana up. Okay, drop this. Move on. We don't attack yet, or do we? I can send Nissa. I don't really care too much about losing Nissa yet, but I'm going to kill this flyer over here. Okay, now if we find a land before the opponent finds Anointed Procession, we should be good. because then we can play Cruel Reality. But is the opponent playing counter spells? Visionary Augmenter. Now this is going to flip pretty soon. And Cruel Reality is not going to do much against the tokens. And Sigil of Valor on top of you. Yeah, I suspect he's going to be equipping the Scion token. No, this guy. Okay. Do you attack? Well, the good thing is that it has to attack alone. 6, we can't afford to take 6 just because. And if the opponent finds the white and blue guy, I don't recall the name. That guy that gives +1/+1 and vigilance and flying to the tokens. We are pretty much dead unless we find. If we find Sandworm Convergence, we are going to be set. That could be so cool. We can attack with the Shambling Bend here. Could send Nissa and have her killed. Then Renegade Rallier and recover Nissa. No, Nissa. We can't have Nissa return. We can have the Corpse Holder returning, but we have to let go something from our board. This guy is going to flip and be equipped, so we want to have some blocker. Let's drop this. And that should be it. Skip the attack here and see what happens. We can block one guy with the Shambling Bend, but I imagine the equipment is going to go on top of the cult leader, and after that it's going to be very hard to come back in this game. Oh no, speaking of the table, Call for Unity is another card that I was considering adding in my deck, but I don't know if I have enough creatures to make that one worth. Here we take 6 again. Now I'm going to be skipping the block. So okay, Cruel Reality. I don't think we are winning this game, but I'm going to play the Cruel Reality. The Pilgrims. So I could go for the cartouche now. The cartouche of Strength, and have the Blessed Spirits killing the Anointed Priest. Also giving a +1/+1 counter to the Blessed Spirits. Okay, Cartouche of Strength. So at the very least, the opponent is not going to be gaining life out of the Anointed Priest. But of course he has these Scions tokens, probably much more incoming. Do I swing with 4? I probably do. Then we can champ block with the Heliod's Pilgrim in case this guy attacks us. But the opponent might as well sacrifice this, so this is going to gain counters. Another guy of this. Oh, we need somewhere convergence and the opponent playing the guy that keeps flying to the tokens. That's the way that we can win here. Other than that, here comes Johnny. Good thing is that this shrinks by if the opponent tries to activate this. Maybe he's just activating for tokens here. Couldn't be that bad. Things. All right. Interesting here. He's offering. Okay. The thing is, this is for the. If we take this trade, Call for Unity is going to gain counters. Let's take 2 for the time being. At the very least, the opponent has to sacrifice the token. Well, he missed the Call for Unity. And speaking of Call for Unity, Cruel Reality actually helps that guy. Oh boy. Do we have... yeah. Okay, if I kill my Nissa, opponent might be losing a couple of guys, then Renegade Rallier, bring back the Walking Ballista back. Let's try and see what happens. And you are going to be attacking too. Okay, here comes the sacrifice of everybody. All right. This is a 2-turn clock. So if we need to top deck the Sandgroup Convergence to win here, because now the Walking Ballista is not going to be that great. Let's go Cruel Reality. Against the Quest Veil Abbey, the Quest Veil Cult Leader, this does nothing. So what is it going to be? This guy dies. This shrinks, that's good for us, at least we can block here, but this is not looking great. And well, the Oromancer can be used to recover the cartouche, another token to make this guy stronger. Okay, that's good news, because now this is not attacking. So had he used the Ghost Veil Leader to attack, he deals more damage actually. This only gives 2 more power to the Ormental, as we call him. So Sandor Convergence, please, please, we need you. That's not it. And thanks to the Call for Unity, our Walking Ballista is not going to be that great. Okay, this is a loss, of course, but we tried. I think our deck had a chance had we found the the Sandworm Convergence. We could have do this. Cartouche plus 1 is the 2-4. If we attack here, then we have revolt already, but we are going to have you, Nisa, are going to take down one of the tokens. Yes. Skip the attack, continue, and take it like a champ. We tried. We knew that our deck is bad against tokens, and still we got pretty far away. Of course, the opponent is now sitting at 34 life total and has an indestructible Ormendal, and is still being able to spawn lots of creatures. And I think that honestly, if he swings with the Cult Leader and these, it does more damage than the Sigil of Valor, but actually it doesn't matter because we are overkilled, we are deaded, but we have our fun. We are going to be looking at another game, I think the final one for this episode. Hello, well, I want to give you a game in which I actually win, and I've been having a hard time, but mostly because besides the deck is not being precisely the best one, I'm doing quite a few misplays myself. I'm going to keep this. Maybe this works out, provided our opponent is not excessively aggressive. Now we are running one declaration in stone in the deck, just to fend off the tokens a little bit. Isolated Chapel, follow up with the Deathcap Cultivator and the Heliod's Pilgrim. Dinner is on the way. SRAM, okay. Is our opponent playing a deck similar to ours? This is a great draw right here. So goodbye, SRAM. Nice to meet you. But having SRAM is not fair. Nobody likes you, SRAM. Go back to the graveyard. Now let's see what is the opponent going to do now. Green plus white. Spells of lots of auras and pumps. And let's pick up a little bit of ramping aura. Yes, here is the... No, this is not it. The Gift of Paradise. If we find another land, then probably we can drop 2 things next turn. But otherwise... Okay, Thalia is annoying as heck. If we have... No, okay. That's not what we need. And... let's do this. Let's go ahead, go here. So next turn we can maybe do something cool with the Walking Ballista or the Pilgrim. Let's see what is the opponent going to do here. If we find another cartouche, then the Trial of Ambition returns to our hand. But if we can have the aid from the Cowl... Oh, Angelic Destiny. I'm missing you. Come on, Angelic Destiny. I know you are it. No, it's Unbridled Growth. Interesting. Another card that could be used in my deck, but this does provide the card draw and mana fixing, plus the revolt activation. So it's not that useful in this deck that I'm running as the Gift of Paradise, but it's also viable to run. So let's see, opponent already is drawing cards, but had to spend the energy to do so. Sandworm Convergence. We have 4 mana available. We could shoot the Walking Ballista and kill the Thalia for once. Or have the Haliot Pilgrims find ourselves another guy of this. I think that's too slow for us. And yeah, let's go with this. Oh no, 2. I forgot it's only 2. I thought it was more, but doesn't matter. Let's continue and see what's going to happen here. So I don't think the opponent is going to try to attach an aura over Thalia, but who knows, maybe the opponent does not see the move that we can do with the Walking Ballista. And what's going to happen here? In either case, we are going to, okay, it's that guy that can return a target aura or equipment from the graveyard to the hand. And so he goes with the Unbridled Brood. And what is it going to happen here? Swings with Thalia. Yes, but it's about time we kill her. And I imagine the opponent runs some Revolt effect too, besides, because Unbridled Grow alone is not that great in a 2-color deck. But he is also running either half, so maybe he actually has the Cruel Reality in the deck. All right. So we have 4 mana here. That's not quite enough to do everything we would like to do. Let's do the Evolving Wilds first. Give me a swamp. The Pilgrim's Eye to find me. Why? The problem of the mana tapping. Give me 1 cartouche. Yeah. Well, surprise is over now. So after all, the other enchantment is not that bad. The mana tapping, come on. That was so bad. Angelic Destiny, alright. So he already had it in the hand. That's the reason for the Heliod Pilgrims not finding that one up. So Sandworm Convergence is great against this, but we have to cast it, and that's a long way from here. So we have 6. Let's tap it for black before something strange happens. Drop drop this. Put the cartouche over this. Apply the trial. Play it, and this guy is going to die. Not reason to hold back with these two. So provided this guy survives, we have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I don't think it's enough, but who knows? Maybe we find another untapped land and Sandor Convergence is going to make us survive the game. Then otherwise, Bless the Spirit can provide a block for a turn. Oromancer gives back the Unbridled Growth, but it goes to hand. So let's see if now the opponent can... Okay, he draws right, and swings for 7. Come on, if we find a land, this guy saves us, saves the day. Or a cartouche, well, not really. Well done. Phew, that was close. Now we swing with this guy and just wait and see what happens. We are going to get a 5/5 token. If the opponent can't remove the Sandor Convergence, then we die. So we have to play Cruel Reality ASAP. So Nimbus Wings, maybe the opponent has in the deck, but we have the Worm to protect us. So Nimbus Wings is now a death card, unless the opponent wants to... Okay, Conviction on this guy. Just for the sake of Revolt, I guess. Okay, oh, Kithra, that's interesting. Okay, then, so 2 mana. 1 plus 5 means 6, 7, 8. I can, if I play this. Okay, let's attack with the Worm. And these 2. And this guy 2. Let's see what happens here. Okay. All right. 8 from the Cowl plus Herald of Pantheon. Let's tap for 2 green. Or Cruel Reality. If the opponent can't remove this Sandor Convergence, we are pretty much dead. Let's see. But 8 from the Cowl can provide us with something pretty cool now. So let's hope we hit something important now. Please, something cartouche to the battlefield on this guy that already has... Okay, we are going to fight this guy. Yes. Excellent. because the guy had Death Touch, and if the opponent wants to use Angelic Destiny, well, I don't think he can do both at the same time, destroying Sandworm Convergence and Angelic Destiny. Well, if he has Reclamation Sage, it is possible, but he runs Okitra, so probably he expects to have lots of creatures there. Always watching. Interesting. Elliot's Pilgrim. Alrighty then. Another guy. The Forest. This player has the... I think that he has too many of these Unbridled Growth. It's not that great if you are just doing for the draw. You have only 2 colors in the deck. I don't see it being so good. Alright, here comes time of Blessed Spirits. Give me 2 whites. White, okay. Trial of Ambition for 1 mana only. He has to sack one of his guys, and this is going to be it. And we send these 2. Well, next turn we can send these Blessed Spirits. Maybe I should have sent this Warrior 2, but so I can activate the... yeah, but I don't think that's bound to happen. To have another activation of the Aid from the Cowl from my board, we should find a cartouche or something. SRAM, okay. Nice try, but I don't think that's enough. He needs something like a Declaration Stone to take care of the worms, and he must also take care of the enchantment. Or planar outburst too, it would be great. Okay, Oketra is trying to deal egg damage to us. If Oketra somehow finds trample, we might die, so we are putting a lot of blockers in front, just in case. Alright, good thing. Well, for 2 mana, including white and green, there's a lot of ways that this could have gone wrong, but lucky for us, it did not happen. We have the option of, well, we can get another cartouche and drop 2 more enchantments on the battlefield, but this deck is about Cruel Reality. So now our Blessed Spirits are going to take the game, and the Cruel Reality did not match for us. Yeah, do that. And yes, good block, good block. Yes, okay, and here you. And do you have a fog, guy? Or some life gain at instant speed? Otherwise, the flyer takes you down. Yeah. Okay, enchantment deck versus enchantment deck. So we got lucky with the trials of ambition. Here, where are you? Here. Okay, so that's going to be it. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, sayonara. So finally we've finished today's video. I want to thank you all for viewing, and I hope you have enjoyed our time together. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you think it's worth, and leave your comments below if you have any suggestions or ideas for me to try. We'll have another amazing video next time. Until then, sayonara!